Yes.
Okay. Hi. We are live.
Hi.
Hi.
So sorry
So,
about the technical difficulties and our delay.
yeah.
Well, welcome everyone to the hangout about creating a miraculous body. And I have two lovely women from India with me. I have Anjana Barut and Dr. Angela and Tulika Singh. And we are going to be talking about your body and what a miracle it is. And we will be joined soon by Dr. Andrew Gardella, who's having some technical difficulties. So he's working on getting on now.
So to introduce Dr. Glenna Rice and Dr. Andrew Gardella, uh, uh, welcome to this miraculous creating a miraculous body hangout. Uh, Dr. Glenna Rice is a physiotherapist by profession and an Access Consciousness certified facilitator since more than past 10 years. Am I right, Glenna?
Yeah,
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 yeah. I've been a
yeah.
physical therapist for 25 years, but
Yes, a physical therapist for 25 years and a access consciousness facilitator uh,
10
for
years.
the past 10 years. And yes, she has an amazing awareness about bodies. And as a body facilitator, the awareness which she perceives with bodies is so amazing that yes, it has created miracles. In the past few classes which I have attended with her and hosted her, and heard various, I can literally go on and tell stories what has happened in the class and what we have created in the class. But at the same time, she has the awareness that what is locked in the body, not just from a therapist point of view, but as a space what she creates with the person at that time, which creates different possibilities for the body as well. Uh, to introduce more about access tools, yes, we will go on as we go forward. And to introduce Dr. Andrew Gardella, this is the first body class which he is going to co-facilitate with Dr. Glenna Rice. He is a chiropractor by profession, and he has been in Access since the past 5 to 6 years. And yes, he has an amazing um, awareness with bodies when he is working with bodies, not just as a chiropractor, but as a body facilitator as well, which, as I have worked with him in the past few classes, I have seen him doing that one-on-one. To start with a little bit of that awareness bit, I can also tell an episode which just happened at the class at Vancouver with me, Glenna. Remember with the with my ankle.
Oh, right, your ankle. I worked on you there. Yes.
Yes.
We were just in Vancouver, Canada
Yeah.
for the Access Foundation class, and Anjana traveled from India all the way there. And yeah, she tripped, I believe, and your ankle was
Yes.
swollen and uncomfortable, and
Yes.
you were limping around. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go on and tell more.
Yeah, because that could be a good introduction to tell more about what can change with your body miraculously if you
Mm.
choose and if you allow your body to have the information what that particular part of your body is really telling you at that point. So the last day of the foundation, and as foundation creates a lot of change, my body started giving me all kinds of information. I tripped in the morning while traveling to the class, and I twisted my left ankle. And I was like, okay, ankle, what would you like to tell me now? What are you telling me? And as I was just asking these questions, I saw the inflammation on my ankle. My ankle is swelling. It's there's a lot of pain, but I was at ease because I started running the body process, which we have the information immediately, and there were so many lovely beings at the class who came forward uh, to tell me that, okay, can I run some body process and help you with this? Like, can I do something for you? And at the end of the day, I came up to Glenna and I said, you know what, Glenna, this is amazing that I twisted my ankle today. Uh, can you do something? like on the last day of the foundation. How does it get any better than this? So I just came there, and then she said, "Okay, can we just have a look at it?" And she worked on my ankle. Going back home that day walking, I not only went back home walking, but I could go for my regular run the next morning as well.
Oh, you never told me that because I'd already
Okay.
flown home by the next
Yeah,
morning. Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
I left a message with Sky, which probably because you were on your way to Seattle for the advanced body. Uh, and I was like, wow, this is a miracle because having to have that swollen leg a day before,
Yeah.
and when I reached home, I was wearing heels. And remember, you said, I don't think you should wear the heels, wear the flats and go kind of a thing. And I said, but my foot is fine. My ankle is fine now.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that because, wow, because I have been a physical therapist for years, and an ankle sprain like you had would never have been runnable. You could not run on an ankle like the way it was presenting that day the next morning. That just would, in this reality, that does not happen. These access tools you're talking about, the body processes, which we teach in the 3-day body class, and then Gary Douglas, who teaches the advanced body class, both of which are coming to India, create miraculous changes in the body, or open up your body to the possibilities of what is actually available, and also allows you to talk to your body. And Anjana was just talking about that, how she started asking her body questions, you know, what is this? What are you showing me? And I think we did ask some questions about your ankle, and I can't remember exactly what they were, you might recall, but often the body is giving, when we do an injury like that, if we don't go into the wrongness of what the injury is and the future projections about what that's going to create, and you're just present with it and increase your awareness of the area, your body can start giving you the messages of what may be going on. Sometimes, you know, with an ankle, it can be what, you know, you're not stepping into something or stepping up, or you're holding yourself back. Not always, but those kind of things can show up with an ankle. They're often a question that will start to change stuff and give you more awareness. Because the body is talking to us all the time. And this body class and these body processes Anjana was talking about start to exponentialize that ability you already have, and you stop ignoring the whispers that your body's been giving you since, you know, you got a body on this planet. You know, it's always been talking to you. Usually we ignore it. The body class starts to get rid of all those limited, crazy ways we've been ignoring what our body says, and allows us to access it quicker and faster and louder and easier. And what I've found over the years is every message that the body ever gives, when we listen to it, it's always greater than we can imagine. It's always way greater than this pain thing we've decided is going on.
Right. And it was more about information which what my body was sharing, rather than it was just that, oh, you know, my body is saying something about the ankle. Where am I not willing to be me and step up? And
it was step up because it was a curb or something you fell off of or tripped on or something, wasn't it? That's funny. Our bodies are so clever. I always talk in my class, it's like our bodies are kind of like, talk to us like the game charades, which I found they play everywhere in the world. Every country I've ever been to somehow knows this game, which I never thought was fun when I was younger and played it. But charades is like, you know, you say it sounds like, and you do this thing with your ear. So our body, we do have a mouth, but it tends to not talk to us in words as much as it talks to us in these kind of gestures and parts of our body that sound like, or an action that gets the information to you. So stepping up, it was a curb, kind of, you know, made a clue, oh, it's a curb. Well, maybe it's something about stepping up or stepping off or something like that. And that was the one that opened up her to hear the whisper. It wasn't a whisper anymore. When it gets loud enough to sprain an ankle, it's not whispering. Now it's a big loud, hello, there's something you need to look at.
Yeah, and if you remember, Gary also shared at the class with me that you like challenges, so you not necessarily have to go through challenges in order to know and have the information. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, I made it.
Yay.
Yes, you made it.
He's on. Technical difficulties solved.
It's more like time difficulty.
It's technical. Well, we're glad to have you, Andrew. We just introduced you, and we were talking about an ankle sprain that Anjana had in Vancouver that she had not told me that I had worked on it a little bit using the body processes and also the work Essie, which we will talk about. And she was able to go running the next day, and it totally was miraculous. Because in this reality, that doesn't show up like that very often. Or if it does, we doubt it and create the pain back again because there's no way it's possible. That's another really cool thing I see with Access all the time is you're willing to be open to so many possibilities that you stop talking yourself out of the magic that your body's actually creating. Because if you'd gone to a doctor or a regular person and they said, oh yeah, it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks before this is going to be better, that just implanted you at that point of view. So the miracle that your body could heal it in a night so you can go running the next day wouldn't have been one of the possibilities you had available because someone had already told you that was not possible. So everything you guys out there have been told by the medical profession, by your family, by friends, that miracles are not possible with your body, could we destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Yes. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So this hits home for me. There was this allergies that I have, or that is the diagnosis. I don't know how far that's true. And for some reason, it's like I see the miracle in pretty much a lot of areas of life, thanks to having done so much of Access. But yet there are these areas with regards to my body that the miracle is yet to show up. It's like I'm seeing it in my work and life in general, and yet for some reason, I don't. And it's not like they haven't happened. They have, but maybe, is there something we can talk about how maybe 1 or 2 things that we really wanted to change are not changing, and what miracle could I add there?
Yes, we can. And Andrew, is there anything you want to ask her?
Yeah, well, what miracle is it that is the not change?
What?
Well,
she couldn't hear it. Oh my God.
This is Andrew, yes.
What I said, what miracle is it that you're calling the not changing? Like the fact that you have something with your body that isn't changing, are you looking at it as a problem, or are you seeing that it's maybe a miracle? Like
that is
maybe you're miraculously stubborn.
I am.
Or maybe it's miraculous that or maybe you did something miraculous, and then it's like what did we did? Was it you, or maybe like we've had those stories that about the people that do something miraculous with their body, and then all of a sudden they go back and like recreate, create some injury after the fact, to like all of a sudden they're in one space and then they're over here, and then like all of a sudden everything shutters back to normal, and now they have a broken bone or something.
Oh my God! And
like because they don't want to actually acknowledge the miracles. They're like, no, I just twisted my knee.
Okay, so is that the part where you're more committed to the complaint and the story, rather than actually just acknowledging that there was that change?
Well,
and then
yeah, I mean,
stay.
Well, I would just look at because a lot of the stuff that I've been asking with with the miracle things, especially with my body, it's like, okay, well, what miracle is this that I'm not acknowledging? Oh, wow, okay. I'm miraculously, persistently stubborn here. I'm not going to give up this point of view. I was like, oh, cool. Okay, I can give up this point of view now. I'm over it. Or like, because it's like where you're committed to these things. But if it's like if you had that level of commitment and stubborn and persistence to like say being a miracle that's beyond this reality, instead of being the miracle of doing every limitation, doing every limitation in this reality, then you might smile a little bit more, but probably not.
No, that's a good point, because we have to work really hard and create a lot of magic to stay in this reality and try to be normal, and have things like ankle sprains that last for 3 weeks, and have allergies that limit us for years. Yeah, but that's a huge creation. And Andrew's talking about, can you acknowledge that creation and the miracle that is that you're not allowing your body to change? Because the truth is our bodies change all the time. And if we get out of their way, they're incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and I think like what you're saying, because it was like when I was in chiropractic school, they were like, well, science tells you that every cell in your body changes such and such days. Your liver cells are always like new in so many days, and your intestinal cells are new in so many days, and your skin cells are changed every day, and then they're like basically every 7 years you have a completely different cellular structure because all the cells, all the atoms, everything's different. I'm like, well, if everything's different, then how is things staying the same longer than 7 years for people?
Wow. I knew that. I knew that cells completely changed. So obviously, yeah. And so the part that I also got when you mentioned that was also with people who have this yo-yo weight loss thing where they lose the weight and then they totally go and find it again.
That's awesome. They're miraculous at finding hide and seek.
Exactly. It's like, so it probably is the same thing with my allergies. It's like I know there are these moments that I've gone like, okay, now it's gone. I know it's not here anymore.
Yeah.
And then maybe I go looking for it because I'm like, are you sure it's gone?
Well, is that what you do? Do you go looking for it?
Yeah.
You got to go looking for it if you lost it.
Just to make sure I lost it.
If you lost the weight, you got to go find it again.
Yes. Lost and found.
But I think really, and when we're talking about creating a miraculous body, it's like if you actually start realizing you're the one creating your body, and like everything that's showing up with your body is something you're creating. Your body's not stupid. It's not doing it because it hates you. I mean, I know that's most people's points of views, but it's actually not true. Your body's this sensate sensorial organism that's giving you information all the time, and it's giving you information about your choices. So it's like when you have stuff that's showing up, it's like my knee's bothering me. I'm like, okay, well, what am I choosing? What am I asking for that's giving me this? And I'm like, oh, I need this. Okay, Pog and Pod that. Or whatever. It's not that my body's actually creating it because it's stupid. Because it's smarter than me. I realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Is this the reason, Andrew, sorry for cutting that, but is this the reason where people kind of get into their creations and then drop out of them as well?
Well, they don't drop out of them. They just create something different.
So they can create crap, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. They go one way and then they create the other way. It's like how many times are you creating your body in two different directions at the same time?
That's a conflict.
Yeah. So all the conflict you have with your body, all the miraculous conflict, I can go 360 degrees of conflict.
That is a miracle, constantly.
And you wonder why you can't move with your body. Because you're moving every way.
So when you're saying that, is that the reason where people say, I'm feeling stuck? Like many of the clients who come to us, they usually say, I feel stuck in this situation. Is it about the body?
It can be.
Oh, yeah.
Your phone's ringing.
I know. I'm going to go take care of that. You can answer it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't like to say yes to anything directly because it's based on the person and their body and everything, but it sounds like if they're stuck, it's like I always like to go, well, what are you stuck in? Or what are you stuck with?
Correct.
Can we go back to what you were saying a little second back about the part where you don't feel like moving or getting your body moving because you're doing this whole conflict thing, and I love that. And I'm just, because half the times I'm like, my body wants to move, and yet I don't feel like moving. I don't want to get out and
exactly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you actually started moving with your body, would you get happy?
Totally.
Would you lose the pain and the suffering and like all the
well, they don't want to do that.
slowness?
No, especially in India, they don't want to lose that suffering. It's very valuable.
Well, I mean, it's their karma. They had to have a good lifetime one time, but this lifetime is definitely not that lifetime.
No.
No.
You know,
so that's the reason many people come up with that thing that, okay, I can't move, I'm stuck, I can't go forward, and all of that. Like more and more clients coming up with those kind of things that, oh, I can't move forward, I'm stuck, either in a relationship or in a money situation or with their body.
Well, it's not. It's the reason they can't move. It's an awareness about something that they're stopping. It's not a reason and justification for it, because we're not looking for answers and reasons and reference points when we're asking the questions and access. We're asking for more possibilities of the awareness that's going on. So sometimes the things that come out of their mouth are going to give you clues about what's going on, and it can be related to the body, but not always. But definitely, if the body's trying to show you that you're stuck and you're not moving in something, that's one of the, that'll start coming out of your mouth. And when your body wants to move, what I found is that if I listen to it and let it do what it is asking for, my life gets greater. Not just my body gets greater, but my life gets greater. When my body's like, oh, please, let's move. Let's get out of the house. Let's do something. Let's go for a run. Let's go dancing. Whatever it likes to do so much, it always creates more. It creates, my life just expands with that. And the suffering's a little bit less.
Just a little bit less, though. It's still there.
A little bit less. I don't want to give them too many possibilities.
We might create miracles.
A multitude of possible ways to suffer.
Yeah. So can I ask a question over here? There were a couple of questions when people were asking about the Hangout. That what is, we are having also an SE class, which is the energetic synthesis of structural embodiment class, which is right. Oh, if I had to choose either or, either the SE class or the body class, and the second question which people had were, so we have an SE class, we have a body class, and then we have advanced body class with Gary Douglas.
Oh, she's cutting out a little bit. Well, let me, until she comes back. So the question, I think, was, if you had to choose between an SE or the 3-day body class or the SE class, which one would you choose? Ask your body what one it would like to choose. And what if you could have both? What would that change? What would that create? And they're different classes, so I can talk a little bit about the two classes. And Andrea, do you want to talk about the 3-day body class, since you've been to many, many, many of them, and now you get to
a plethora
of them, and now you get to teach, co-facilitate your very first one. So I'll let you talk about the 3-day body class, and then I'll talk about it.
The 3-day body class is how do you describe it in a short sentence? I just really think it's 3 days of where you actually your body actually gets to receive. So your body actually gets to start releasing and changing the dysfunction it's been accumulating over the years of you walking around. So it's like we run these hands-on processes. So you just basically put your hands on someone and ask energy to run, and the energy starts changing the energetic stuff that's creating your body and the physical stuff in your body that's causing your discomfort, the disease. And also it just starts changing everything else in your life too, because as we're unlocking these stuck places in your body, all of a sudden all the other stuck things in your life start shifting and changing too. And it's not any fun.
Yeah, it starts to create an ease with your body. I love this one quote. It's like when you come up to a red light and it just starts to turn green and you just go right through. Your whole life and the way you are with your body starts to be created that way with the 3-day body class. And there's some 60+ processes in there, and they can change. There's stuff that'll help with allergies. There's stuff that will help with aging, and there's the Access facelift that everybody loves to do. There's so many different processes, and we also show you how to choose what processes will work for your body based on being a question with. And we don't, at least in my class, I don't like to give out a diagnosis. This is, if you have this thing going on, then you need to do this process. And you get this book full of processes that then we show you how you can use after the class for anything that shows up by talking to your body and asking it. So part of this class is also increasing that awareness and that communication you have with your body. And that's usually when in the classes, when I ask people if you wanted anything out of this, what would it be? Huge number of people are wanting to have a greater communication and greater awareness with their body and more ease with it. And those are the things the class changes for, thousands and thousands of people. Anything else you want to? You guys have both been to 3-day body classes. Angela, Talika, is there anything you want to say about them?
Yeah, I've been to 5, and Angela and I were discussing. I think by the end of the year we would have been to close to about 10.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be. That our bodies are changed so much in the past 4 years. So, yeah.
No, each of these body classes, and this is amazing. That's what I love about it. Even with the same facilitator, is so different. Maybe most of the processes may be the same,
Yeah.
and even the facilitator may be the same, and yet nothing in the class is the same. That's the most amazing part. The stuff that comes up, your partner, what comes up for you, what changes for you, what changes for your partner for those 3 days, is just amazing. And and everybody's way of doing and creating that class is also so different, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing. I
Well,
love
it's not
the
just that every class is the same, different, because I've taught 2 or 3 of these a month for 4 or 5 years now, so I've taught lots and lots of them. But within the class, you get to gift and receive a body process trade once in the morning and once in the afternoon. So you're getting you're receiving twice and gifting twice. And every time those body processes change and the people change positions and one gets on the table and one stands up and starts running a new process, the class changes. So it's kind of like you have these 4 mini classes during the day. And every single class, every single day is totally different. And all of the processes running together, all the people trading and picking and choosing the different processes based on what their bodies are asking for and what the class is asking to change, create a different energy for every trade that's going on. It's like they entangle together and then expand out and create something greater, not just for the people in it, but it's changing the world and the planet and bodies on the planet. And you're getting that for 3 days. It's incredible. It's really incredible, and the changes people get is incredible.
Would you say it's miraculous?
It is. Well, actually, you know what? It's absolutely miraculous.
Yes, you know, the 3-day body classes, you will not come out of the body class the same way as you have entered the class.
No, you will not. So Andrew, you've taken...
Yeah, actually you do. You enter the door and you leave the same door. So you do enter and exit the same way. You actually have multiple exits.
Yeah, but
so
you will have...
I was going to ask...
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Well, I was going to ask Andrew how his body, you know, what he noticed over the years with his body changing in the body classes, because he's probably taken more body classes than anyone I've met.
I think it's a great tool. Just like if we're talking about creating a miraculous body, it's a great tool to have, like to go to and to use, and it's amazing what changes in the class versus like what changes in the individual trades that I do after the classes and stuff. Because there's just this huge energy of all the people working together to change stuff in their body, which creates this dynamically different request, you know, for the bodies to change and for them to like receive different information and to just receive different possibilities. And I love it. I normally sleep in them, but now that I'm facilitating, I can't do it. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
I like it when he says, I mean, he's aware of what's going on in the class.
I know what's going on. It's just with my eyes closed.
Anjan, did you have a question?
Yeah, the other question which people ask was, like, since there are like so many classes back to back and all of them is a lot of body work, right from the SE class through the 3-day body class through the advanced body class, how does the body cope up with so many processes one after the other?
Well, it's such a gift to your body. Your body's great with it. It's our points of views that tend to, and I've heard that point of view too. And when I've done quite a few classes to the 3 days before an advanced class, and I've had that question come up. And everyone that's done it is so happy they did and so happy they chose it, and no one's had it be overwhelming for their body. It's just their body just keeps stepping into more and to more and to more. Your body is demanding and asking for so much change, and to gift it to your body in that many days is amazing. It's
well, the other thing is it's very strenuous, the 3-day body class. You have to lay on a massage table half of the day at least, and the other half you're laying kind of on the massage table with pillows supporting you, running something on your partner. So it's kind of like the hardest workout you're ever going to have. So I can understand why people find it difficult to like do 3 days and then like 3 more days of the advanced work.
That is something, if you're coming to the class that Andrew does, it's called sarcasm. We've had signs and other classes.
Wait, I have my sign right here, look.
Oh, he's carrying it with him.
No, I'm actually... sarcasm time. It's just
And then I'm gonna carry one that says applause.
applause. No, I just like the sarcasm one. I don't need applause. I do it for my own enjoyment, not other people's.
Oh, part of sarcasm.
Hmm.
So can I ask more about the bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you about 10-second increments of bodies and how, like, so for me, it's like I've been asking magic and miracles to show up literally at 10-second increments, and it's been exactly that way. It's been like every 10 seconds there's something amazing showing up, and how can I have more of that with my body?
You can't.
Well, what have you decided, Talika? What have you decided about your body and change?
Sorry, what have I decided about my body? Can change or
About your body and change.
and change?
Yeah.
It's miraculously slow.
Yes.
Don't tell her. Shh.
It's the slowest
so-
thing about me.
It's the slowest thing about you. Okay, so is that your point of view, or did you buy that from someone else?
Someone else.
It's not your point of view.
No.
Isn't that great? So we take on other people's point of views that aren't even ours, and then we create our body from their points of views.
Oh yeah.
So everything you've done to take on other people's points of views about how your body can change, let's just say this reality is one. Do you want to just try and create that?
How
Yeah.
slow the
How
change is.
slow the change is that it can't be in 10 seconds.
Slow.
And you know how quickly you constantly have to be changing your body to make it that slow?
Oh my
Oh.
god. Wow.
Everything
I
that is. You guys want to
I
describe
feel
it
what you
quickly?
just did to their brains there, Glenna. It was good.
Yeah. You can be
It's
my
like-
pod talker. No.
Okay, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond.
Oh God.
The other thing that
I'm so
Fast as I begin.
miraculously fast, I can make it look slow.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So is that just to not make other people wrong for what they're choosing and something to do with that? Or just
well, does it have something with you? Is it if you were as fast as if you changed as fast as you truly be, would other people perceive themselves as wrong? Is that your point of view?
My question is, if you didn't change as fast as you truly could change, would other people still perceive themselves as wrong?
Well, that would have been the next one.
just
Are
be
you
authentic.
willing to out-create everybody and make them feel horrible?
About their bodies?
Yeah, or their lives. It doesn't matter.
Their
They
lives
already-
are already doing that.
Right. This is this crazy thing we do. When being the miracle we truly be, we stop it so other people don't feel bad. But it's their choice to feel bad. You actually cannot make anybody feel bad or sad or miserable. They choose that. You can't make someone feel happy either. But we'll stop ourselves and handicap ourselves. There's a process about this in the 3-day class.
Just take a class.
Yeah, there's a process that allows you to get out of some of that with your body. But we'll handicap ourselves. We'll cut ourselves off. We'll slow ourselves down so other people are more comfortable. So are you willing to make everybody you ever come in contact with or ever meet on this planet be really uncomfortable?
Yes.
Cool.
Right
Yeah.
and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. But I really think that's like when you're talking about creating a miraculous body too, because there's so many points of views around like what other people think, like the projections and expectations of what your body should look like. That it's kind of funny, because they just look at you from the time you're a little kid and like, oh, you look just like your father. Oh, you're going to grow up just like your mother. Oh, you're going to do this, and they're putting these projections and expectations on your body from like the time you're born. And then the other thing is they might not say it, but then they think it, and you still hear it or your body at least hears the energy, and all of a sudden you have this
Yes.
weird point of view that you're like, I don't want this. It's like any other gift someone gives you. You can't return it. It's a present. It's just like this really bad one.
So what do we do
Oh.
of the present? What do we do of the present, Andrew?
You have to
when
keep
people-
it. You
Really?
have to keep it. Yes, it's the only option.
Really?
You can put it in a closet.
Yeah, but you still have to keep it. You can't throw it away. You just gotta let it sit somewhere, collect dust or something, like drag it around. And everything that brought up times a godzillion would destroy and uncreate it all.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
They really didn't like that one.
No.
No.
Oh,
They
so
might
You
have.
don't want your present.
so I have a better way of doing this, maybe, sort of.
Yeah.
Hold on. So I was on the Voice America show yesterday, and we were talking about miracles, and Gary gave me a process, or me and Ann a process, because I was on with Ann Maxwell. So, what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never being the miracle with your body that you truly could be, that would allow you to have and create miracles every day and every way?
Oh.
And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. That was awesome.
So are
I
you
know.
saying we can be a miracle all the time with our body?
Other people can, Angela can't.
Oh my God. Can I
Can you
take
read that
that?
again? Can you read that again?
Can you please read that again?
Read what again? Other people can, Angela can't?
No, the process.
Okay. I can try. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never being the miracle with your body you truly be that would allow you to have and create miracles every day and in every way?
Okay.
Yeah.
And everything that is, you guys want to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Doesn't allow that.
Yes.
Right and wrong. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. You know, if there's people new on the Hangout that have never heard the Access Clearing Statement and might wonder what I'm saying or what Andrew's been saying, that phrase we've been talking about, you can go to theclearingstatement.com and get all the information, but basically it's a big vacuum cleaner that gets rid of all the limitations you're willing to get to around the one thing we're talking about and more.
And it's very weird because we're talking about miracles, which are weird.
They are. They definitely are. One thing about, Talika, you were talking about not seeing your change in 10 seconds and that kind of stuff, where it's slow, is one of the things that you can do when you do have a miracle occur, any kind of a miracle, as small as you think it is to acknowledge that you created it and go, wow, how's it get better than that? That's another access tool. But asking for it to get better, acknowledging that you did it, and asking for more is one of the ways you start creating more of these. And with your body, when you have a great day with your body does something amazing. If it's just, you know, it gets up when you ask it to get up in the morning without having to have an alarm. Like for some people, my kids especially, now that school's out, I mean, that can just be a miracle for a lot of people. Like, and then going, wow, cool, body, you just got up at 7 a.m., and that's when we'd ask to get up. And it just happened. That's a miracle. And start acknowledging all those great things instead of looking at the crap that we're creating. And then you'll start creating less crap and more miracles. Unless you don't want that.
Wow.
Miracle crap. Crap miracles.
Crappy miracles?
Crappy miracles.
Crappy miracles, yeah, that's a good one.
Wow, I've really been creating a lot of miracles and not acknowledged them.
Yeah.
But
And that's a tool,
like,
it's a muscle you have to build. Go on, Andrew. Sorry.
But it's, you're still creating your body, whether you're choosing to create stuff that actually is fun or things that are just awful. You know, and we have this point of view that we want to have the good things, but we don't want the bad things, but we're creating the bad things. So it's like if you actually started acknowledging what you were creating with your body, then you might be able to change it. But when you're like, I'm not actually creating this, I'm not the one creating it, it's the food I'm eating, it's the pollution around me, it's the something or other, then you're like actually removing yourself from the ability to actually change all of that stuff too.
Yeah. Wow.
This is that's a really great thing Andrew's talking about.
Yeah.
When you start to see that you're the creator of everything in your life, including your body, and you really see that that's true, then you also have this ability to change everything in your life and your body. You can start working with your body. Because nothing happens to you. You know, diseases don't just happen to you. Somewhere you have a creation in all of them. And the people that I work with and that come to the classes that are willing to see that, create miracles with what they can change, like we were talking about with Angela's ankle at the beginning.
Yeah.
Those kind of things are incredible.
Like
Miracles.
Thank you so much, Glenna, for saying that, because and thank you, Andrew, for reminding to acknowledge. I have a sense I did not acknowledge that I created a miracle with my ankle by having the awareness about what it was, and which I just did today. Thank you so much for this hangout. And yeah, I just did not acknowledge it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually acknowledging it now.
Yeah, and our bodies can be our greatest facilitators. And that's one of the ways they do it. They create this stuff that if we don't judge it as awful and bad and actually ask questions about it, it can be some of the greatest facilitation we receive. My body is one of my greatest facilitators all the time.
Right.
It's a
And
miracle.
also, yeah. And also, I get that sense of future from my body as well. It's like, it gives me so much information even about the future. It just gets
Like what you're
like
going to eat
that.
for dinner?
Pretty much. And who?
Nice one. Nice one.
That was already.
So are there any other questions from people out in the pod world?
Hangout world? Hangout land?
So Gary said a very interesting thing about the SE class, that it kind of gets all the unstuck, all the judgments which are stuck in the body. I don't remember that statement, Glenna.
It undoes the glue of judgments.
Yeah, exactly.
Unglues them.
Unglues this.
That creates all the limitation in the world and pain in our bodies. Yeah.
Right. Can you talk more? Because when I heard it, I felt I couldn't hear it. Like I couldn't read it, and it was like, what does this mean? Like, really, does it have a meaning, or what was that? Like, that was an energy which I felt, which it was. Can you tell more about it?
Yeah, I'll talk a bit about it. So SE is body work, hands-on body work, like the body classes also, but this is manual manipulative therapy techniques that Susie Godsey and I will be teaching. Susie Godsey teaches it with horses. I teach it on bodies. The class in India that's coming up is just the one is SE for bodies. We also have a class in Germany coming up really quick that is the SE extravaganza, where we work with horses and people at the same time, which is phenomenal. I can't say more about that class. And the one for bodies, the very first one I ever did was actually in India. Anjana hosted that, and Andrew back last September, I think it was.
Yeah, September.
And it was a miraculous creation, because I had just changed my plane, or got the incorrect dates on my flight, and we're like, we have 2 days in India, what are we going to do? And Anjana said, well, what about an SE class? And I was like, wow, okay, I'll do my first one there. And we packed the room. And people were waiting outside wishing they had signed up. I remember that. So it's these manual hands-on techniques, and you're targeting the connective tissue of your body, and it's so much more than that, because it's also with all these access tools. So it's the body work I've done for years, and that Susie Godsey's done for years, and we've combined it with the access tools. And because of all the years of access and the clearings we've been doing, and Dane's amazing work with his ESVs, ESCs, SOPs, Maestro, all of that, there's a different way that we can teach manual techniques for a body without people coming to conclusions about them and making them an answer, but actually being the question, with following the energy of the body and what the bodies are asking for to change the stuff. So your body has these limitations in it, these adhesions and stuck places based on our points of views and our judgments and the way we've created our body from the day we were born or even before, and accidents and all sorts of amazing ways that we've created these limitations are like this glue. And SE is changing that in bodies, but it's doing it more than just for the body. It's doing it for your life and your living and your reality, we're finding. In every class that Susie or I teach, we're getting more and more awarenesses of how...
Well, I think...
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I butt in? I think the thing we talk about, because a lot of the people that are familiar with Access talk about ESB and SOP and all like these other classes, and these are like things that are designed to work on the being, to change the energy that you, the being, are being. Well, SE is actually looking at the energy of the body, changing the structure of the body, because it's like, have you ever had these places that are just so like structurally dense, like they're just locked in the body, that you can't even, like, you the being can't even look at changing anything, because you're like like your body's physically like this, that you can't even like see beyond like this, because this is like really all that you can see, and there's no possible way of looking outside of it. And it's like as he starts undoing that, and all of a sudden you the being go, oh my god, I can see all this. Oh my God! And it's like the structure of your body changes, but also the structure of your reality is changing.
I like
Right.
that.
Right.
Changes the structure of reality, of your reality.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a very good explanation, Andrew, because I could see the results in that way in the last class, all the participants in their last class, the way they expressed about the SE and the changes with their body, and then how that started changing their realities in their everyday life, like whatever they were stuck with.
Yeah, and it shows like your body structure is not solid. And we tend to come from this point of view that it has a solidity to it, and it has very little solidity to it. And this allows us to kind of unglue that point of view. But your entire reality is not solid either. So it allows us this way of energetically changing all of the solidity that we've decided exists that doesn't actually exist in our bodies and our reality and our lives and the planet. So it's pretty. And you know, you also get. I was going to say that's exactly. Thank you. It's hands-on. You get to learn some really great ways of working on a body that you can take with you and start working. People that have taken a 2-day class have been creating miracles with their family, their friends, doing sessions already.
And I really think that's something that's different about this class is where you're actually learning to physically work on the tissues of the body, and so that's a little bit different than the other things because. All of a sudden, you have the people that want to check out that aren't present in their body or whatever is going on, and you start saying, like, putting your hands on them and really moving the tissues, and all of a sudden, they start growing in presence in their body, or they have to pay attention, or they're like, you're working on my shoulder, but I'm feeling it in my fingers, or whatever. You know, they start becoming, like, increasing their awareness and proprioception, like, well, their body's proprioception and their awareness of their body.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, can I ask you more about that? So there is, so this is exactly what I think Glenna was talking about is when, and you mentioned the changing, when you're changing your reality at that, pace and speed of space, etc. So this sort of works with giving us more ease because there's so much about life and reality that you're changing. So the street body class also has given me a lot of ease.
Yeah, the 3-day body class and SE are both great ways of, like, it's like you, the being, change all these things, but then your body still has these stuck points of views. And so it's like this is a way of unsticking whatever, like, residual is left with your body.
Right. And to continue the miracle of changing stuff miraculously.
Yeah.
So should we say a little bit about the classes that are coming up in India?
Yes.
And also, if you want to hear more about SE, I just did a really great hangout with a Zoom call, which I have the links for that I can post in the Facebook feed for this hangout, and you can see that because we had a lot of great questions, and we talked a bit more about the what you can be doing and changing.
The nitty-gritty.
The nitty-gritty, yeah, and you hear both of our stories of how we started the work too in that, so it's pretty cool. So we're doing, yes, and there's different prerequisites. So the SE class only has the bars as prerequisite. The SE for bodies. The SE extravaganza, there's no prerequisites for, because we have horses in that class and we can't get them into the bars class, so anybody can come. And then the 3-day body class has the foundation is the prerequisite, and then if you were going on to Gary's advanced, which he's having more of them around the world, and they're just like the 3-day body exponentialized, but you have to take 2 3-day body classes from any facilitator. It can be the same one, it can be different ones, you can choose, but you need to have 2 of those, and the choice of possibilities, which used to be the 2 and 3, to go to the advanced body class. And if you took those a while ago and you haven't been to a class in a couple of years, you also have to have done some 3-day class or a full teleseries call with Gary or Dane within the last 12 months. So you're up to speed, and you can be where Access is now, because it's changing so rapidly, like we've been talking about for this whole hangout. So India, we have SE. It's September 17th and 18th. Is that right?
Yes, 17th and 18th.
And then we. Second is the 3-day body class. Mumbai.
Yes. In Mumbai.
And 23rd, 20th. Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. Yes, and then 23rd, 24th, 25th is the advanced body class in Mumbai again.
Right. And there are other facilitators coming into India between now and then. If you haven't had a body class yet at all, and you can, and the choice of possibilities, you can also you can get that online and live stream that
from Hong
there's
Kong,
lots of
from
choices.
Tokyo, Denver
Yeah.
in August, and there's also Susan Lizarhard. There is Cass Thomas that's coming to India. So many other facilitators.
Yeah.
So if they want to do both of them, you have yours and another person's to choose.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how she's like yours and another person's.
I'm invested.
We should be invested in our body, committed to our body.
Yes.
So it's really about asking your body what it would like to choose, asking for, and choosing it. Once you choose things, the money, the time, all those things can start showing up and contributing to you. But choosing what would work for you and your body is the first. That's where then the universe can start manipulating everything around you to help assist in getting you to the classes that you're choosing. And see which ones are louder, which ones speak to you, which facilitators speak to you, and maybe you can do it all. Wouldn't that be fun?
Sure.
Well, I mean, Andrew, you go to classes all the time. How is it to go? What's it like when you go to lots of classes right in a row? Does it create more?
I'm very tired.
Tiring.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's tiring. You just feel so pathetic afterwards. And
Yeah, it changes everything.
I can't even do that very long. Wow, that's a lot of work. Whew. No, it's great. I enjoy it a lot. I don't know how to say it. I was like, I don't have enough of a brain left after doing that to talk. They're like, what's it like? I don't have any thoughts to describe what it's like. That's what it's like.
Has it created more?
No, definitely not. Sorry.
Sarcasm.
Oh yeah, you should always have the board there. Like,
can I just
when Andrew talks, everything's the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Very cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
No.
You guys have any more about bodies or the classes?
Not from the groups.
Not from the groups, but is there anything which you would like to say about the body class or the SE class, which would be more information for the participants to choose?
No. I really just think when people ask about, especially with their bodies, they want to go like, well, how do I do this? Like, how do I create a miraculous body, or how do I change this with my body, or how do I choose to come to these classes, or how do I, and it's not actually a how, it's just you choose.
Right.
How do you get up in the morning and put your clothes on? You just do it. You don't talk about. You put your right arm in, and you put your left arm in, and then you. But I forgot to put my pants on, so I need to start over. It's like it's really that simple. But we make these like we come to these points of views and these we just think about it like, oh well, I have to figure out how to do this, and it's like, no, just choose. It's like, like when you're talking about with your body and like changing things, when you actually choose to change something, you just choose to change it. There's no like time period over which you choose to change it. You're just like, nope, change.
And these classes are going to be really, really amazing. You got 2 body class facilitators, 2 facilitators. Andrew is very close to being that. He helps co-facilitate.
It's my first time. You need to come help
body
my virginity.
Yeah. And he's been
Yes, let's deflower him.
Yes.
Can I? It'll be awesome. So you're going to get like this tag team facilitation in this class. What's that going to create? And you can ask.
Does that mean we can tag in and tag out like in wrestling? Like it's like your turn and then we tap like tag in. Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like. Can we
take a break? Okay.
Can we get
You'll have to
some
teach me because I'm not the wrestler here. I don't have that background. You have to show me what this tag team thing is.
Then how do you know what tag teaming is?
I I'm smart. I have a lot of awareness.
The-
And there's questions you can ask if you're wondering about what you want to choose. Like, okay, if I choose to go to the SC class, what's that going to create in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? What's my future going to be like if I choose that? Will it create more for my body? Will it create more for me? Asking that. And then if wondering about doing both classes, if I choose both, what's that going to create? If I choose the 3-day body class, what's that going to create? If I choose the advanced body class, what's that going to create in my future? Or the planet. I mean, will I be a contribution to this class? Will the class be a contribution to me? Yes or no? Often, the people that come to the class are the greatest contribution in what it creates, because everybody brings something, the miracle that they are to these classes, and that exponentializes what is possible for everyone. The questions people ask, what's going on with their body, and what they're willing to change shows other people what is really possible with change. So you coming is always a contribution to everybody there. You can ask questions about that. I always love to ask, will I be a contribution to this class when I've chosen them over the years? That's been a help to me with choosing with more ease. And every time I've chosen, no matter what it looked like, how far away it was the world, no matter what it cost, and I didn't have the cash flow coming in at that time, once I chose it, everything started to contribute to me getting there. The universe went, yeah, you're choosing it, we're going to help because you're going to create more by going. And what if you could create a different possibility with your body that's never even been seen before on this planet?
And create more miracles with your body.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, if there's not any questions, I think this is awesome. We've been on, and thank you for all of you listening that were patient with our delay at the beginning. I think this has been a great hangout. I really thank you, and I'm looking forward to these classes. India, I actually really enjoy Mumbai.
So I have a question. When a hangout ends, does it become a hangover?
That's a good one.
No, you don't get a hangover after the hangout.
No.
Safe.
Talika, you were going to say something?
No, I was just saying we're looking forward to having you in India, both of you, and the fact that Andrew's going to do his first body class ever in India. We're truly privileged and honored, even if you don't think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll bring my sarcasm
So am
sign
I.
for you all.
I'm honored that he's doing his first body class co-facilitating with me, too.
Yay!
Yay!
Honors all around.
Yes, and a big welcome, Andrew, to India as a body class facilitator this time.
I promise I won't be late for that class.
That'll be the
We can't
take.
do anything for the participants.
I could be late, though, because you could start it. Well, there's all these possibilities with co-facilitating. I'll just tag team you the night before going, okay, you show up when you show up, and then I'll come in and tag team. Something like that? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for putting this together, having us on, and we will see you on the planet soon. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.